Hey guys, we're doing a book review, and the book we want to review is Superman vs. Predator.
Now, this is a graphic novel written by David Michelinie, I'm sure I butchered that last name, and illustrated by Alex Maleev, another last name I'm sure I butchered.
Now, this was published in 2000 as a 3-issue comic book series, and then later on all 3 issues were collected into one graphic novel, and this was published by DC and Dark Horse Comics and features the character of Superman, originally created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, going up against the Predator, the titular antagonist of the 1987 action sci-fi horror film from John McTiernan. So what did you think of Superman vs. Predator?
I thought it was pretty good. It was entertaining, kept me interested. And, presented a good conflict, I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was a decent little comic. I don't know if you've ever read any of the other crossovers between the DC universe and Predator or Aliens. Like, they did a Superman vs. Aliens comic a few years prior to this, which I personally thought was better. And there's also a Batman vs. Predator comic from a few years earlier, which I also thought was better, but it's not a bad comic.
No, not at all.
The basic plot is a group of scientists from Star Labs are investigating a crashed alien spaceship in South America, and when they get there, they end up crossing paths with a terrorist organization that is trying to release this agent into the atmosphere that will essentially kill all mentally and physically disabled people, making it where literally only the strongest will survive. And then Superman gets involved and tries to stop this, but he ends up getting infected with an alien virus that impedes his powers, and then he also crosses paths with the Predator, a vicious alien hunter who has come down to retrieve the ship. That's the basic plot of the story. And it's interesting that the Predator really isn't the villain in this. No. Really, the villains are this terrorist organization, and
that's right.
Their fucking plan is diabolical.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the way he tries to justify it by saying, we're making progress, we're advancing the human race, things like that. It's like, you're still gonna have the blood of God knows how many people on your hands.
It's almost comical how the villain is trying to justify it, like he actually thinks Lois Lane would be on their side.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're definitely rooting against these villains, and in a way, the Predator kind of becomes more of an anti-hero by the end, where Superman and the Predator are kind of working together.
I thought the idea of the alien virus was a good one.
Yeah, it was. It definitely, it's almost more of a MacGuffin, just because, obviously, with Superman's power set, he would probably take out the Predator in 2 seconds, so they need to come up with something, I think, to make it how come Superman's not beating this thing? I thought it was a clever idea.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, no, it's a solid comic. If you're a fan of Superman and if you're a fan of Predator, I recommend giving this comic a read.
As do I.